swans are known for their loyalty. They always have a special bond with their human friends. When meeting up, they can chat away for ages. After spending a month in Canada, Derek returned to the Elephant Nature Park and called out. Immediately, the herd ran towards him just like kids. The excitement of the whole herd showed immense love and joy. The chimpanzee Limbani squealed with joy when he met this couple again, because they were the ones who took care of him since he was little.
Hi, puppy. Hi, how are you?
Oh, yeah. His new home. Somehow, this parrot always senses when its owner will return and greets them with unmatched warmth.
And didn't find her, so we were thinking the worst, that she could be dead.
A miracle created this touching reunion after the fierce tornado.
What?
Very much alive.
Nothing was warmer for them than being able to hug their beloved cat again. After over 12 years, the donkeys were reunited and cared for by their loving owners. Let's leave them some time together.
Marsha! Oh my goodness, hi! Oh my gosh, I missed you too! Hi! How was your day in the yard? Oh, you got some fluff coming out. Look at all your fluff coming out. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
No one knows what sparked the bond between a diver and a shark. But every time they meet, it wants nothing more than to be embraced and caressed. Years ago, he saved the lion Serga when she was separated from her pride. Since being brought to Kalahari, Serga has never forgotten the person who nurtured and lived alongside her from a young age. Their reunions are always precious moments. It's rare for a wild animal to trust humans, but this young man's story is extraordinary. Despite many setbacks that left him unable to walk, the cheetah always accompanies and shows warmth whenever they meet. Every month, he travels this road to visit his hometown.
Come here.
And along the way, he made a friend.
Come here. You recognize me?
The llama never fails to run up to him.
You recognize me. Eh? You missed me too.
The journey to find their beloved donkey had reached a dead end. Just when they thought they had to accept the bad news, hope appeared. They certainly won't let each other get lost again. A delighted gibbon couldn't resist racing down a wet hill to warmly welcome an old friend. Just hearing the familiar call, no matter how far, Rooster immediately runs to their side. According to Maya beliefs, if a bird appears inside your house, it's a sign that a departed loved one has returned. The girl was moved to feel the soul of her beloved dog returning in the form of a bird, as a message that it still remembers her. The reunion between these two special friends is incredibly touching. In 2015, Kamala's caretaker adopted and cared for an orphaned rhino. You can see how happy they are to see each other again. Not wanting to be separated from his good friend again, the manatee refused to let go of the diver.
This girl was suddenly reunited with her puppy, which had been stolen a year before. This man spends his entire life caring for his beloved leopard. One of their meetings will definitely melt our hearts.
The donkey's happy cry shows how much he had longed to meet his beloved mother.
What? Tell me, did you miss me?
The king of the forest, despite its strength, couldn't hide its emotions upon reuniting with its owner. A kiss was this dolphin's gift to his old friend.
The young man saved the pig right before it was to be taken to the slaughterhouse. It never forgot the person who gave it a new life and always welcomed him whenever they met. Even though they might be the kings of the jungle, to their human friends, these lions were just adorable little kittens. The owner had been away for a long time, but our dog still recognized her by scent. A blind dog wandered around here for many days. Just when it seemed like its luck had run out, its human friend appeared. Once a familiar horse racer here, but this time he couldn't continue racing. However, Against all expectations, on this visit, the old horse sent him the heartfelt affection they'd shared all along. The bond between humans and animals is not limited by any species, including wild animals. This tiger showed its longing with utmost sincerity.
Oh yeah, it's nap time.
I love you too. I love you too.
He likes you, I think.
Look how delighted this penguin was to see his grandma.
It's cute. Ah. No, he does. He loves you.
Many skeptics will say that cats only come to their owners when they're hungry. But the truth is that they love us more than anything. Differences in their respective habitats should not hinder the gentle reunion between an alligator and this man. Both chimpanzees and gorillas can experience many emotions, including sadness, empathy, and profound happiness. You can see that blend of emotions in these reunions. What limits can define the friendship between a veterinarian and a lion? There are no definitive answers, for the veterinarian is not merely a companion, but also a savior who saved his life.
The leopard regained its fierceness after realizing that it was its beloved human. This was a reunion that no one expected because this cat had been missing for 12 years. After more than a decade, it finally came back to its owner.
Oh, hi, baby boy.
A door couldn't separate the longing that the dog had for its human friend. He is not only excited to see you, he has a lot to tell you too. The giant bear walked into the room and the man was very calm. That's because he knew the bear would give him a warm hug.
Contrary to its instinctual nature, this hippopotamus exhibits warmth when reunited with the man who saved it from a water dam. Despite traveling far and wide, encountering countless people, this monkey still fondly remembers the man who once cared for him.
How old is he? He's 14. He'll be 14 this month. 14.
Similar to men, all this cheetah needs is a loving kiss to satisfy its longing for its girl.
Where's Darcy?
As soon as the man returned home after 3 months in the hospital, a heartfelt call from a bird that had missed him every single day greeted him.
Oh, Despite the chair, he came right to you.
Their friendship began with the smallest gestures, simple, gentle greetings exchanged between them whenever they met. Did you know that octopuses like to hug and be pet too? It must miss her terribly, unwilling to let her go. Chimpanzees can express emotions similar to humans, including gratitude. You can clearly see this in its emotional expression when seeing the people who gave it a life of freedom. Was this the man who rescued Dungi when it was abandoned? It quickly recognized and showed him affection.
This is Zoe's reaction after he was away from his owner for the first time.
What are you doing, baby girl? Oh my goodness, there she goes! Oh my goodness, wow! She got right up from the baby! Oh my gosh, there she goes! There's no kid!
Franklin the pit bull suddenly disappeared before the winter storm hit. So thankful for him to return home then.
I know you're happy to see me.
A hug and a handshake are their traditional rituals every time they meet. "8 months is a significant amount of time, enough to forget many things. However, for both this woman and the dog, it's a clear confirmation that they cannot live without each other. Every time this baby elephant meets him, its sweetness comes through.
Over time, the size of the lion may change, but its affection for its owner remains unchanged. The rare and precious bird was stolen. Luckily, it returned after a week. You can see how happy it was lying in its owner's arms. These final reunions show the deep bond between them. The dog's affection surely melted many hearts.
Have you ever witnessed the heartwarming moment of an ostrich? It could happily stay in its owner's arms all day long. Kevin the goose was so excited to see its owner. Whether you're feeling tired or happy after a long day of work, your pets always welcome you home. And sometimes they can be so happy that they faint.
The best part of being an animal caretaker is coming back after a trip and always seeing such adorable welcomes like this. As an orphaned baby camel, it had never felt lacking in love with such a wonderful owner. Dolphins are famous for being friendly, but sharks can also behave similarly.
Dad. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Just like dogs, hyenas also experience sheer delight and jump for joy when their human returns. Hundreds of kisses couldn't compensate for the longing of the little lions. If there's one friendship that epitomizes gentleness and serenity, it's the bond between a girl and a baby manatee. This man's pure joy came from receiving a magical hug from the penguin and its adorable appearance.
Baby, did you miss mommy? Did you miss your mommy?
We often think that only pets can express emotions, but marine animals can do it too. How cute! This fish waits to be petted by the aquarium staff every day. It's not only dogs that welcome you when you get home. This man has also been greeted by his parrot when he returns from work.
Very much. Good.
This man was about to reunite with the lion he had raised since it was a cub after 7 years of separation. He felt a mix of excitement and a little fear, thinking that the lion may have forgotten him. And then, it had not forgotten him, and they had a very happy meeting. Perhaps those who have lost their furry friends will understand this man's happiness the most. After 3 days, he finally found his beloved puppy inside of a fox den. Even when we don't say it, animals will always sense our feelings towards them.
The initial surprise of the cockatoo was quickly replaced by a joyful reunion moment. Anyone with a deep understanding of elephants can sense their emotion. They flap their ears and gather around him, who has been away for 14 months, as if protecting a member of their herd. This good boy had waited for the moment his owner returned for 3 years. And it finally came true. These affectionate wolf kisses were a gift to his best friend.
Anita had not been in the Polar Zoo in about 2 months, and when she had the chance to return, she wouldn't miss this moment.
Is this his dog?
In a quirky case, Judge Judy faced a dispute over a stolen dog. However, the case was swiftly resolved when the dog was brought in. It immediately recognized and eagerly ran towards its real owner.
Pick him up, baby boy. Come on, Mark. This baby boy. Oh. That's all. Take the dog home.
Welcome to the greeting committee.
You are such a pretty lady.
So when parrots really like you, they'll show you an adorable dance. 25 years is a long time, enough to forget many things. But these two chimpanzees still remember and recognize their old friend, who rescued them from a laboratory and gave them a new life.
Oh, yeah.
This horse has a cute way of greeting.
Oh.
He nudges her as if to ask, "Where have you been?" Just like a child rushing eagerly to his dad after many days apart. This crocodile still remembers Chris after 2 years of being rescued. Moments like this always confuse me about these cold-blooded creatures.
Hey, Gabby.
After tirelessly searching for 6 months, her efforts to find her lost cat were finally rewarded. With a microchip, she was able to once again cuddle her dear companion. Do you love this sound of reunion?
Tex, I love you. You miss me? I miss you too.
Have you hugged your pet today? If not, do it right away like this boy. Thanks to the therapy horse, he felt much more comfortable. Looking at this goose, you can tell how eagerly it's been waiting for its owner. The vulture was overjoyed to see its lifesaver again. It spread its wings as if to welcome him to its new home.
The woman was almost desperate because of her dog's disappearance. But now the little baby was safely in her arms thanks to the help of the online community. This elephant can sleep peacefully whenever this woman sings a lullaby. This girl thought she lost her cat, but surprisingly it came back on its own. Overwhelmed with nostalgia for his old friend, this kangaroo refused to let her go.
Okay, it's actually attacking me.
Who would have thought that a fierce animal could be this affectionate and incredibly happy?
Hello, kiddo. Hi, baby boy.
Koalas are very sweet and friendly.
Oh, hi. Oh, that's my face.
They're also quite attached to people. Even a short separation makes them eager to seek out their owner.
Hi.
All animals can feel the affection humans have for them, including this fish. Despite differences in their living environment, nothing can stop them. Just look at its happy face. Truly touching.
Take a look at how the most ferocious fish on the planet welcomes this woman. And you'll understand why she's called the mother of sharks. The line between humans and animals, the hunter and the hunted, disappeared when two hearts beat as one. Even in the thick fog, the sheep still recognize the shepherd by his familiar call.
It was all.
Oh, Gordo.
Big separation anxiety.
Good boy, buddy. A friendly alpaca ran up to his best friend to deliver the sweetest goodbye.
Ele lembrou, cara, criou quando era pequeno. Faz 8 anos.
The guy could hug the pack of wolves because he had taken care of them since they were little. I advise you not to imitate him.
Look who came back! Oscar! Oh, it's okay, buddy. Oh, he's back. Who's out there, hon?
That's Oscar.
Hi, Oscar.
3 weeks apart was probably too long for this horse. It ran back to the girl as eagerly as a child welcoming their mama home. Sharks are typically fearsome creatures, but they suddenly become adorable when being with this diver. It's easy to see the absolute trust that both shared. The donkey's face, immersed in happiness, said it all.
In tough times, he constantly received encouragement from a cherished companion. This served as a tremendous drive for him to become even stronger. And that love resulted in a happy ending.
Oh, she already heard you.
This will be the warmest greeting a dog can give to its father after 9 months of service in Afghanistan.
She heard you.
This kind-hearted man did everything to help an injured spoonbill bird return to the wild. When they reunited months later, the bird still recognized his savior with just one call. This is probably the most special reunion you've ever seen. After all, the doggo still remembers his benefactor, a prisoner who gave him unconditional love. Hit like if you appreciate this moment.
You still acting up, Pablo? What's up, buddy?
Who's at my door? Is it Mr. Peachy?
4 years ago, she rescued a baby squirrel. And since then, there's a little friend waiting at her door every day.
Hi, sweetheart. Hi, sweetheart. You've been busy today. I haven't seen you.
Upon seeing the owner return from the trip, the flamingo eagerly prepared to snuggle into his arms. Lions also love to cuddle, just like house kitties. 11 years together, and now nothing can sever the deep bond between them. Despite undergoing treatment, the girl always missed her dog.
How long did they stay last night?
What she didn't expect was that, to give her more encouragement, her family brought the dog to visit her in the hospital after 4 months apart. In the wild, there are still animals with warm hearts towards those they trust, much like these cheetahs. Camels also know how to express their feelings. What do you think about this moment? You won't know how much you are loved until you come back home.
As always, this sea lion showed great enthusiasm when it met this diver.
Thank you, God.
After 4 days of non-stop searching, the young couple found their lost puppy in the desert. It had lost some weight and felt scared during the time it was wandering. But now it feels happy to be in the arms of its family. The camel was comforting its owner after the loss of his son. This reminds us that animals have more feelings than we thought.
Rolly belly, rolly belly.
The deep bond and sincere affection between the man and the wolves has created an unbreakable trust. While the Lion King portrayed hyenas in a negative light, this video presents a contrasting image of them. A horse may not be able to express its emotion in words, but its actions speak louder. The spider monkey's reactions was strikingly human-like when it sees the woman who once saved their life, leaving me pleasantly surprised. After a period of special treatment, today he was brought to meet his dog. The dose of spirit is always the best remedy.
After being apart for a while, the reunion between the young man and his turtle brought about indescribable emotions.
Ой, вот оно счастье. Ой, только что были у поставщик, что называется.
Throughout her youth, this woman had dedicated herself to caring for animals here. The embrace during this reunion expressed deep gratitude and affection from them to her. What could be more wonderful than returning home after days and months away, always finding someone eagerly waiting for you to welcome you back?
The swimming speed of this goldfish reflects the love it feels for the diver.
Янзи, душу уже гулять хочет идти.
"35 years ago, as a young man, this man took care of and trained this elephant. 35 years later, his appearance has changed, but the elephant still recognizes who he used to be."
They're reunited at a zoo in Germany.
The reunion brought tears to many eyes. The dog was so excited to see his human friend after 5 months of being away for treatment. When Grandpa left, he looked after him for a long time. Sadly, that was their last meeting because not long after he passed away. Watching this, I knew why the girl was called Snow White in real life. The Kristen Clark family had traveled everywhere hoping to see their friend again. As soon as she called out, the pig rushed out as if it had been waiting for this moment forever.
I don't want any separation due to getting lost, so don't miss out on happy reunion moments by subscribing to me.
I got 2 dogs. I got 2.
The friendly stingray came to greet his longtime bestie before continuing on his journey.
We're able to really capture the essence of who we are and what our mission is and what we strive to accomplish, you know, and then share that with the world essentially. So
This is pure excitement and joy when Limbani saw Jorge and his wife, who took care of him for the first few months of his life. After days of waiting on the empty bed, today the 2 dogs finally welcomed their owner back. Tears of reunion sparkled in the dog's eyes.
I told you they'd remember you. Tell them. Like that. Aw, Miss Dorothy.
If you don't believe that there is such a thing as a bond between humans and animals, just look at this girl and her goat.
Hola. ¿Qué pasa? Hola. ¿Dónde está? Oye, ¿qué hace? Hola. ¿Qué pasa?
Ay, muy, muy.
This turtle is not slow at all, as it uses affection as motivation. This gentleness and purity really make me jealous of her. It's time for you to show me some love by subscribing.
Bir sağmaş boynunu.
Bir çek baba, bir çek.
Tamam. Tamam.
For a dog, 2 years is equivalent to 14 years. It had to wait a long time to reunite with its beloved owner. The moment when the ducks and geese cuddled their human friend was really touching. We can feel the sincere affection they have for each other. Injuring his leg and having to go through 3 surgeries, this young man had a tough time. But the return of his missing dog would give him the strength to overcome it all.
Every single day, this lynx clings tightly to its caretaker, not allowing him to do anything else except stay by its side. No matter where he is, tranquility ensues when this cow is next to the person it deeply loves and cherishes. The Kristen Clark family traveled far and wide, hoping for a chance to reunite with their beloved friend. And the moment she called, the pig darted out as if it had been eagerly awaiting this very moment.
Is this his dog?
In a special case, the judge allowed the dog to decide who would keep him. Without hesitation, he chose the man who had taken care of him with all his love.
This baby boy. Pick him up. This baby boy. Come on, man. Come here. This baby boy. Oh.
That's all. Take the dog home.
Separated for 2.5 years due to this horse's distant location, she embarked on a long journey to make this cherished moment possible. A single hug has the power to invigorate the rooster throughout the entire day.
After being sold, this camel wandered alone across the Gobi Desert. After a hard journey of over 100 kilometers, it finally succeeded in returning home. Jenna's an incredibly affectionate cow. That's why she doesn't want to leave her owner. Every morning, Jenna stands by the window waiting for a morning hug.
If you don't believe that there is such a thing as a bond between humans and animals, just look at this girl and her goat.
Deep in the dark ocean was the light of this friendship of this shark and this diver. They haven't seen each other for 2 years.
Lembrou, ele lembrou, cara. Ele lembrou, cara. Criou quando era pequeno. Faz 8 anos que não vê o cachorro. O cachorro já mordeu 8 pessoas.
Maintaining a friendship for such a long time is hard, but theirs is an exception. 7 years is not a problem for them.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
Freya the German Shepherd was finally reunited with her owner.
Freya,
maybe a few months apart was too long for her. This soldier waited all winter for his reunion with the geese. This little fish was delighted to see his favorite person again. Hey, hang on a minute. Looks like he wanted to give you something. Primates are known as one of the most intelligent and emotionally advanced species. It was no surprise then that this little monkey refused to go to sleep until its grandmother arrived.
Hello. Who is here? Who is here? Who is here?
Nothing compares to the joy of coming back home and being warmly welcomed by your dear friend.
You two are unbelievable.
It was thought that the big flood had swept away everything. But miraculously, Mr. Zhao was reunited with not just one, but all of his pet dogs. This soldier had been away from home for quite some time. And at first, his dog didn't quite understand what was going on. But then, its priceless reaction said it all.
Meet Cleo.
How you doing, Cleo? It's good to see you. Are you feeling better? You feeling better? Hi. Yeah, I think you're feeling better.
With a serious illness weighing on its being, all this goat longs for is finally fulfilled. Despite being separated from the previous owners for a considerable time, the unique bond between reptiles and humans remains unyielding.
Gift you could receive.
Is this what you wish for every time you come home?
Dog as a best friend. Forgiving, loving, and forever.
Tommy the parrot couldn't be away from his owner even for a day.
Hello, you miss me?
Jamie used to be a volunteer at the zoo. Even though they haven't seen each other for 3 years, these rhinos still treat her like a mama. The husky couldn't hide its happiness upon reuniting with its owner. You'll never know how hard a fur baby struggled when getting stuck in a pond.
输在我们休息时遭遇一头饥饿的野猪，好心给了点食物后，竟然出现了诡异的一幕，一向以暴脾气出名的野猪。